Okay, hello everybody. Today is Saturday. I don't know why I was going to say Wednesday. Let me not speed. I don't want to speed it up or go back there either. So today is today is Saturday, March the 4th, and we are going to be continuing in our study of angels. And I just, I wanted to play around with my computer for a little bit, and I'm really proud of myself. I didn't do it completely correct, but I'm really proud of myself the way that I did today's presentation. So I hope it works out. I hope it works.
It's for us.
Yeah, Forrest is getting there. But that's fantastic. Well, we can go ahead and get started. Would anyone?
Hi, Forrest.
Yeah, hey,
Hello,
Forrest.
how are you?
Doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. We're going to get started. Would anyone like to start us off in prayer? Okay, I will. Just take in a couple of deep cleansing breaths. And center ourselves in this oneness, this moment in time where we come together in frequency and vibration that holds us and binds us and allows us to be as light as air. And in this space, we are one in creation, one with our source. And as we hold in our consciousness, keeping it reined in, not allowing our thoughts to wander, but not being forceful about it. We're just paying attention. We're having our minds concentrating on where we are at this moment. All throughout the work that we'll do today, we'll just come back to this moment when we are at one. And all throughout all of our discussions and conversations about angels, we'll remember this vibration and enjoy it. And with this, we say is we know that the vibration that we're feeling is wholesome and healthy and happy. We release this vibration into our homes, into our world, into our communities, and into our wholeness. And with that, we say, and so it is.
So it is.
And so it is.
Okay, fantastic. Let's see. I am going to share the screen. And I have to go here, right? Do I go here? I think I can't. When I tried it yesterday, I could go here from this screen. All right. Oh, okay. What did I just do? And I didn't push a button that time, y'all. I didn't push a button that time. Okay. Here we go. Does that have to go all the way over? I think I should be. Yeah, I think that one has to go all the way over first. Okay, well, this is only taking a few minutes, huh? I should have started this first. But anyway, so today we're going to be to be looking at angels, and I kind of wanted us just to kind of go back over some of the things that we had talked about from our last meeting. Golly, this is really taking a long time. I can't believe it. But anyway, so some of the things that we talked about the last time we did angels, we just want to we had talked about that we were looking, we wanted to see it from a metaphysical perspective, because we're just kind of just going to do this like, study hall style, where we just kind of get together, throw everything into that, that brainstorming session and see where we go from there. And
Okay.
so that's, say that again. Oh, I thought somebody said something. Anyhow, goodness gracious.
It's almost there.
But anyway,
You
so
must
last
got
time we
a whole
talked
lot of
about
goodies on there.
I didn't think so. But obviously, I mean, yesterday when I came, I didn't check it this morning, but yesterday when I checked it, it came right up. So you know what? Let me not use this. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe
Don't let it, leave it. It's almost there.
Oh, because I was just gonna go through it through this way, because maybe because I went through it, but yeah, I can't do anything.
It's almost there.
Yeah, I was just gonna go. Let me see if it can do it through this way. Well, you know what? Let me pause the video until I get this straightened out.
Okay.
Okay. Wait a minute. Your screen share is paused. That's not the thing I'm trying to. No, I'm trying to stop. I mean, pause the what you call it, the recording. There we go. Pause. Oh, see, that says stop the recording. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, but y'all can still see it, right? Y'all can see the screen.
Yes.
Okay, good. Because it says your screen sharing is paused, stop share. And so I just wanted.
Oh, that's why it stopped.
I'm asking you, can y'all, so y'all can see it?
We can see the screen, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, but it's still on there. That's why, now it's just at the bottom. Okay, well, that's just as worrisome. But that's something I didn't know. I didn't know happened. But anyway, so okay, this is just me. I'm working with the computer. I did something spectacular yesterday. Really proud of myself. Because if y'all know me in computers, I don't really do. It is a struggle. It's a challenge for me, but it's something I want to learn about anyway. So today we're going to be talking about our a metaphysical look at the angels. But anyway, like we kind of were trying to get into is just a little catch up from last month when we were when we first started the this series, and I know we're going to try to do it at least have 5 sessions. So and we wanted to, and I just asked the question, what did we want to get out of the angels? And Harriet said she wanted to know everything. She said she wanted to know everything about everything. So we said we're going to try to look at angels from different religions, misconceptions about angels, I guess the fallen angel, because I wrote down, and I'm trying to read my chicken scratch notes from the last time, misconceptions about angels who sinned or fallen angels. We threw in the Nephilim, but I think I'm really going to try to not, unless I have to intermingle, and I'm pretty sure that we will, but I'm going to try to, save that mostly for the book of Enoch. And I'll just talk, briefly about them if they come up, but anything can come up. And we also talked about the meaning of the names of the angels, how angels serve us, superstition. I guess that means, if you think that you got an angel on your shoulder, that kind of thing. So today we kind of wanted to start off with a metaphysical look at angels. And one of the things that made me want to stay in this philosophy is that metaphysics looks at all of it. We look at the human side where people are involved. We look at the time in history when the thing happened or whatever that was. We look at what it might mean for a community or a church or whatever was going on. But also we look at it in a way of through spirit. We really want to interpret each and every aspect, say like the physical person. We really want to see that as like an allegory or a story, something that we can interpret because we want to be able to create, we want to be able to see everything in a spiritual outlook. So we're seeing all of these things that might have been experiences or some places in history. We want to be able to see those things as levels of consciousness. And that's how we look at things metaphysically. What level of consciousness is an angel? What level of consciousness is, say, source or creator or God? So we're seeing that these are, there's the super consciousness, and then there's that energy realm where angels like exist. So I didn't do this the way that I wanted to, so I'm going to skip around a little bit. I wanted to just say, like number 2, start off with this one, if it's going to let me. Okay, there we go. Miss 4. So yeah, I want us to be able to go down every rabbit hole when we're dealing with these angels. I want to go down all of the rabbit holes, and I want us to, just so, we don't have to, live in any one of the rabbit holes, but I want us to be able to, to bury down enough to see if there's a tunnel underneath that, and I think that that's one way that is kind of fun when you're looking at things metaphysically, because we can suppose a thing, study that for a while, get all as involved into that as we want to, and then we'll see how that shoots off from somewhere else. So I want to look at angels as messengers, as physical beings, whether they got the big wings on the back with the blonde hair and the long robes, or are they from another planet, a faraway solar system, and how do they respond and interact with us? And we'll start looking at spirits and guides too. Especially like in the metaphysical or the occult or the esoteric, there's always this, there's always a sense of we walk with other spirits, and if we see a spirit as the energy of someone who was physically here, they have left their energy behind, and we involve ourselves with their energies. So that's what be our spirits and our guides. You gonna say something?
Yeah, I wanted to ask a question. Very often you may have experienced it yourself, or you have heard stories about people in situations where they're in desperate need of help of some sort. And somebody comes along, does what is necessary to rescue you from that situation, rescue the person from that situation. And when they look around to say thank you, that individual is gone. And that
Mhm,
person has actually appeared as a human being.
mhm.
So, or somebody that you know comes along and provides something that you need, desperately need at a particular point in time. And you kind of, I know I have, when I've been in situations like that, and I'll turn and I'll say to the individual, "Oh, you're an angel." So,
Mhm.
can angels be in every form? I mean, it could be a dog, it could be a cat, or another human being.
That's a good question. That's a good question because, you know, a lot of things have to go with our perception. You know, what are we perceiving? Like you said, you know, if you can turn to somebody and you say you're an angel, what are you perceiving at this moment? Is this person, actually sending you a message or giving you some protection, doing something angelic,
Mhm.
you know? So I think that first of all, I think everything is possible, and I want to look
Yeah,
at
I'm with
things.
you.
Yeah, I want to look at things from each one of those perspectives because, you know, what if we, there are some things that, in the of saying in the Bible, and of course I don't know where it is, but we don't know whether we've entertained angels unaware, you know, and and it could be because I have seen times when I couldn't believe that there's a hawk that lives, I don't know, somewhere nearby, but he just comes out sometimes and he'll just sit on the fence and he'll look for me. And it's amazing to me that, and I've noticed that because as soon as he sees me, then he'll fly away. And I said, wow. And he comes here like once a year. So that's
Wow.
amazing. So Andre, you a good rabbit hole king. What kind of rabbit holes are you looking forward to in look in our investigation into angels?
I am, to be honest, I'm trying to study it from a point of view of a culture and a civilization.
Mm-hmm.
I do understand where we speak of from a point of view of spiritual when it comes to angels and how we express what we know as far as divine intuition. I think we kind of give our divine intuition a name, and with the energy that we have under those stresses or those joys that we have and are created in our life and in our time being, for us to see it
Mm-hmm.
and to witness it and understand it is something that is an opening where if you are paying attention to it, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if you pay attention to it, and not only do you pay attention to it, but it not only made an imprint on your life where it just becomes a testimony, a story where that you can tell, but something that you go and try to live by is different versus a being of a messenger from a creator and things like that. So I want to study the culture and the mythos of,
Mhm.
of it, you know, and I mean, that's just me saying mythos for a lack of a better word.
Meaning mythos means the myths, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
but I mean, the legends, the stories,
Right. Mm-hmm.
the things that were passed down, the things that are inscribed in rocks and in tablets and everything. It's a
Mm-hmm.
community. So I would, you know, and once again, it's a fractured community, just the same as humans are a fractured community. So
Mm-hmm.
I as human beings are, we nosy. I want to know about everybody else's business before I find out about my own. Like what they do, they was here first. What they do wrong? How wrong did they go? What's this line that I can and cannot cross? You got to explain this to me. I'm only human.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking to understand it from physical from the way we understand ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I just was watching recently, Henry Gates, he was doing a session on like ancient civilizations. And he was talking about how once upon a oh, here comes Joanne. That once upon a time, there was a, the Sahara Desert was a great savanna, you know, and it was due to climate change that made this big desert out there in the middle. So, when you think about it, does this have the same, is this the same type of climate change that we are experiencing because of something, created by man that messed up the atmosphere? Did they have that same experience? Because we're talking about, millions of years ago. We don't know how old the earth is for real. Somebody says
Really?
that they think they know how it is, how old it is, but we don't know how many um, evolutions the earth has had. And I'm talking about the planet Earth, you know? So yeah, I think that, that is really amazing to look at it from all of the different perspectives to because to see what I guess what the spiritual energy, the source has created to make this thing that we live in, this experience, so that we can get to be just like it. We're supposed to be, this is our classroom on how to be godlike, so we need to have all of this information available, to look at and to ponder, to explore, or if it's not working for us, then put it up on the shelf for it to get dusty.
That's right.
you
Or
know
for a later time.
or for a later time. Exactly. Hey, Joanne, how are you? Glad to see you.
Hey, how y'all doing? How come the thing keeps spinning on my screen and it says Penelope Carroll has been screen sharing? And it
Oh,
just keeps, I'm
no,
not all the way in or something.
no, you
No,
should
we
be.
can
See,
hear
that's what I
you.
was wondering. This was what I was wondering. To see if I stop. What does that mean? See, that's what I thought that meant. So let me do that again. See, I'm pushing buttons, y'all.
We
Oh,
pushing
God.
buttons.
I'm
Okay,
pushing
you got
buttons.
Harriet.
Pushing buttons. We pushing buttons.
Okay,
Still,
can you see it now?
now I see
I see
something
a
about
rabbit hole.
rabbit
Oh, the
hole.
rabbit
Right.
holes.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Is that, am I right? Am I where y'all at now?
Yeah, you're right there. Is it still doing? Is
Okay.
it still spinning or something?
No,
Okay.
it says
Good.
rabbit hole.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I pushed the right button then.
All right.
Go back up to the first to the first one.
Why?
Now, see on the side
Yeah.
where it said where the rabbit hole is in a brown circle. Go up to the other one. What's that other one all about? I don't want to miss nothing.
Oh, I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay.
We just starting. We just on go. We
And
just on
she been
go.
here the whole time.
We just on go. We still on go. We still on go. You ready? You ready to buy up everything in Monopoly?
Okay, yeah. So those are some of the things that I do want us to be, and I really want us to, look deep, but have fun on this subject. And like some other ways of, looking at it metaphysically. So now, since let's see which one did I want? Okay, I want to go to number 3. This one. Yeah, because after I did it, I couldn't figure out how to rearrange the numbers. So I said, I just wrote it down so that I could go the way I wanted to go, and y'all just have to bear with me here. So one of the things that we had talked about the last session was the war in heaven. And and where is all of my information about that? I had to put all my books away. I am not even ready. I am not even ready. I can't believe I put my books away. But anyway, some of the things that I wanted to mention.
Wait a minute, Banjo.
I wanted to mention something about war, and I had written all of this down. Where I write that down at? I don't know what I did with my notes, so that's what it is. But anyway, war, because like we're saying, the in metaphysics, we go by not so much by the thing itself, but by the concept of it. So what do you all see war as? What's your concept of war? Oh,
Conflict.
Conflict, yes.
Conflict, disagreement.
Right.
Anything that disturbs the peace.
Mm-hmm. Right. I'm sorry. Hold up a second. Wazian's telling me that Pizza Hut is coming. Let me see if Hope might have ordered him some pizza. Hold on a second, y'all.
Okay. So how have you been doing, Joanne? And how's the weather up there?
It's still cold, and I keep getting the cold and getting rid of the cold and getting the cold back. So I don't want to be complaining, but I just be glad when spring pop up.
I know that's right.
How y'all been feeling?
Well, we've been having roller coaster weather here. First cold, then hot.
Yeah, that's what my son told me.
The weather has been very spring-like, and the trees are already blooming here.
Beautiful.
And it's all around this nation, ain't it?
I don't know. It's like that all over, because it certainly is beautiful here today. Today is a beautiful day. But anyway, okay, so yes, you're right, conflict. And when we're looking at something metaphysically, we're looking at that at a war in heaven is a concept, is a conflict between our higher thoughts and our lower thoughts. So they come into conflict with one another. And like I said, many cultures, religions, and philosophies describe the conflict in heaven, whether it's Odin, Thor, and Loki in the Marvel universe, or Krishna and Arjuna in the epic Hindu battles. So when we're looking at the world itself that we live in, and we're seeing that we are in conflict, with when we see, the things like our higher conflict. Just to talk about. Now, I don't want to talk about politics so much, but when we look at our political systems, we have our thoughts that should be higher. Our political place should be at the highest level of consciousness, because they have so much to do with the management of people and money and everything that has to do with that. and the lower consciousness of it is that, you know, when it's not that way. So that's the way, that's where the conflict is, and it affects everybody,
Mhm.
you know. So it's not so much just, you know, just a way of thinking. You know, you can see it in real time, how
Yes, you can.
things are out of balance.
And what you did, you just reminded me. I mean, look at how our economy has been affected by what's going on in Europe right now, or in, you know, in Ukraine, the situation in Ukraine. I mean, there is nothing that happens that does not affect or touch us in some small way.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And it was interesting. I don't know whether it was you that said it, but whatever happens, it could be on the other side of the world. You know, you think about somebody on the other side of the world, and they will feel that energy and probably be motivated to get in touch with you in some way or another. And that's the, yeah, I just thought about this. Angels can be thought of as spirits or energy.
Energy, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Can I just read something? I came across this because we were talking about, and I don't know if I'm jumping ahead, are we going to talk about, you know, what an angel is, whether it's male, female, that kind of thing? Are you going to touch on that?
A little bit.
Well, then I'll say.
But go ahead and say what you got to say. I mean, start the rabbit hole.
Anyway, in my Bible study today, part of the lesson came from Mark 12, and it has to do with the scenario where these scholars ask Jesus what happens to a wife, or whose wife is a woman after having married 7 brothers. And after she dies, because the thing was that if the first brother dies without leaving children, then the next brother has to do it. And it was altogether 7 brothers that married the same woman before they died, and none of them left an heir for the first brother. And then the woman died. So their question was whose wife is she once she dies and goes to heaven? And his response was, for when they rise from the dead, they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are like angels in heaven.
Yeah.
And that kind of struck me, because what that says to me is that they're neither male nor female. They're just energies, they're beings.
Right.
They're there to protect us.
Yeah. And you know that you know, well, and that's what we were going to talk about when we talk about, you know, angels as messengers. Because when we'll but you know, so yeah, so I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
So we talk about angels, and you know, angels as messengers.
Okay.
Because if we look at all of the different wars that we have, that, you know, and I
Did you say wars? W-A-R-S?
Yeah, because
Okay.
I really think that it's interesting that every culture, or well, if not every culture, but a lot of cultures have this idea of this great battle that is happening in the heavens, the place where heaven is supposed to be, a place where
tranquility, peace,
absence of all fear, absence of all, you know, negativity, but yet the majority of the cultures talks about this type of thing that you know, this type of conflict that happened in the heavens. And like I said, when we're looking at things metaphysically, we should look at all of the areas. We can't just only look at it from a spiritual perspective, because there's a physical earth that goes along with it. So when we're looking at like a conflict like that war in heaven, and we see that every culture has some type of idea about it, so that thing is kind of brought down to all of us here now, because it's the same energy that was then, you know, that was whatever happened that happened. Whatever that happened in that time, or those times, those things, you know, that energy still resides in this space. So I think that that's why that we still have this whole concept of what's mine, yours, that continues that idea of conflict.
Can I step in real quick, Ben?
Mhm.
If y'all don't mind. Metaphysically speaking, just beyond speaking of thinking of human beings, of anything, or even knowledge, there was something that said, I'm gonna go left and I'm gonna go right, or I'm gonna go up or I'm gonna go down. And however we see it, as you were saying, it rains upon us in that level. I don't think that we are all in that same point of view of time.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So that rain that you're speaking of is that knowledge of a higher level that has already seen these things and already overcome these things. You know, we can look at it from that point of view to say that we are at that last line of it, and we are now getting, you know, all of it. So that's that bombardment of good, bad, left, right, up, down, you know, laws and energies, civilization, calamity, everything, you know, everything just mixed in one. Well, if we look at it from that point of view, then we are the singularity. It all comes back to us. So it's that point of view of looking at it as this higher maybe higher, but it's also falling, what they do fall upon the grounds that we stand upon. But we are also taught that the grounds that we stand upon is Eden, is
Right.
you know, this is God's creation. So is it that is it metaphysically that what is going on bigger than what we can completely see, as far as forces of time, anatomy, time's own anatomy, space, its own anatomy, mixing together and conflicting, and we are and we're getting the just due of it. If you catch what I'm saying, like we're,
I do. Yeah.
you know, we're catching not the scraps. I don't want to say the scraps, but you know, it's falling upon what's going on higher, is falling upon our plane later than what is already happened.
Okay, yeah. I see what you're saying. Because, and if we're just looking at that metaphysically, we do want to be able to see how that affects us in attaining our full awareness and knowledge of our spiritual self, which is the source. So if we are still experiencing something, say like from the past that's now, because that's kind of how I think that I see what you're saying, that in all time there's a convergence that's taking place now.
Mhm.
And and through that we are we still have choice. We still have choice between, the right, the good, the bad, the up, the down. We still have choice, but our sense of I guess innocence is
Mhm.
I think more profound, because we're actually seeing what is true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're actually seeing the truth of everything, and we're able to see, just like you were saying, if something happened in time, that is now, we're just actually catching up to this thing that happened in time. We're the ones who are able to see it, because we are seeing things not only through the patterns of humans or humanity, but we're also seeing it through energetic patterns. We're seeing it frequently. We're seeing it through frequency, how
Yeah.
these things are, I guess the best word I can think of is being displayed.
I
Yeah,
thought
it's
about
like watching a
vibrating.
movie. It's like watching a movie backwards.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the parts. Well, not necessarily watching a movie backwards, but if you come from the 1900s, like a couple of us do, I ain't gonna tell nobody's ages or nothing. But if you come from the 1900s, you know what a VCR is, and you remember when that VCR used to get broke, so you used to have to just hit the rewind button. Like, you want to watch that movie again? Have to hit the rewind button. You watch the whole movie rewind, and you caught everything that was going on with the movie, but you enjoyed the movie once it started from the beginning.
Right.
And then you knew the parts. So it's certain parts that we get, I believe. And will I call that an angel or a messenger? In a sense, yes. In a sense, yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in a sense, yes. But will I ever be able to understand that nobility? I don't think I could.
Right. And then you don't know, I mean, especially right now where we are in our minds right now.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that's those goosebumps that we feel. That's how I feel about it. I call them goosebumps. I know when something's right when I get goosebumps. When I get chills, some people say, "Ooh, what's wrong with you?" And they say, "Oh, a cat walked over your grave." Good. I just got what I need to get.
Okay, Harriet, you got something? I know you were getting ready to say something while we were talking just now. I think we stepped over you.
No.
You look there, that's gone. That's gone. Yeah, and yeah, you're absolutely right, Andre, because when we are developing these senses, because that's what we're doing. I mean, they're already there. It's just like, we're just like infants that, now the baby realizes that the hand is more than something just to suck on. The hand can actually pick something up, but it has to, know how to grab it and what kind of strength and what kind of force that, and how to reach out to it. And once you get it, how much what you got to do to hold on to it. And this is where we are also metaphysically, because we're learning how to use these things. And I kind of put down in this next paragraph here is that, when we are growing to be just like God, we have to get rid of those things that are standing in the way of our development. And sometimes the things that are standing in the way of our development can be something that is, close and personal, or it can be something that is, I didn't even know this was a problem.
I'm sorry, Pen. I'm listening. I'm listening. But that was funny because that's what right when you said it, I thought about it. People.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing, that we have to deal with other people's emotions.
And our own. Don't leave us out. We people
yeah.
too.
and that's what I'm saying. But when you're dealing with yourself, you're just an individual.
Mm-hmm.
You're not thinking about people. And when you are thinking about people, you're ready to run out into the world to war, because you already know that you're dealing with so many different emotions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I kind of giggled. I didn't mean to, but I had to explain that. So please carry on.
Yeah, but this is what metaphysics, for me anyway, this is why metaphysics excites me, because I can look into different aspects of a situation, and I can read it and interpret it metaphysically, as opposed to what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
What just happened looked like a whole bunch of drama, but when I look into it, this whole time I thought that that's right. I turned my video off because it was messing up. But anyway, now I began to see how the thing that is happening to me is the thing that's happening for me. And I'm learning how to grow with that and grow in that. Okay, so let me move on. Is there any more questions or comments about how we think about and this is a rabbit hole, y'all. So we'll be talking about this again at some other point in time. So any other questions or comments? Okay, let's see. Now I want to go from that one to slide one. Okay.
All right.
What's funny to you?
No, I thought I had missed something. That's all. Now you're going back the way I missed.
Oh yeah, you can't pay attention to the stuff that's on the side.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't pay attention to stuff that's on the side. That's why I said, I messed that up.
Oh.
So yeah.
Well, all you got to do is put your thing over your cursor over the thing and just slide it down to where you want it to be.
Oh, I'm talking about in the beginning.
Huh?
In the beginning, yeah. When I was creating it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now, now it doesn't matter. But anyway, okay. So a metaphysical look at angels. When you think of angels, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Anybody?
To me, the first thing that comes to mind is a being in white with wings and a halo.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing that crosses my mind. And then that is kind of erased when I think about when my father's father, my grandfather, paternal grandfather, passed away, and this angel came and took him. And that angel didn't have wings, didn't have a halo.
Mm-hmm. But it was dressed in white?
It was dressed in white, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, when you say dressed in white, was it like?
It was kind of like a robe.
Okay, so it was clothes.
It was nothing fancy, nothing
Mhm.
stylish,
Uh-huh.
just a plain, like a road.
Right, right, right. And how old were you when you saw that?
Between 3 and 4.
Okay, uh-huh.
I have to look back. I probably was 4
Mm-hmm.
because I think my grandfather died in 44. So if he died in 44, I was up there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting because that's, that's that traditional view, and,
Mhm.
as a child, that would be what you would have seen,
Mhm.
you know, because children, they have a better way of seeing that type of energy anyway, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the sad thing is very often when children see things and they report what they have seen, too often adults will dismiss it and
will freak
kind
out. We the ones that's freaking out, scaring everybody.
of I'm good with it, but you know,
Hmm. How about anybody else? How about you, Andre or Joanne? Joanne, did you want to
Oh, yeah.
did you want to say what you thought of, what you think of when you think of an angel?
Or someone all in white,
Mm-hmm.
a human being, right? That's just protecting us whenever I
Mm-hmm.
think of an angel.
Mm-hmm. 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 And white symbolizes purity.
mhm.
It symbolizes innocence. It symbolizes strength, because it takes a lot of strength to keep a white suit clean.
Mhm.
If you step out first thing in the morning with a white suit and you come back home with a white suit, you have done something amazing.
Mhm.
That touch nobody.
You know?
Trust me, I tried it. I had an all white Dickie suit. Trust me.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question, Pen. For me, because I'm listening and I kind of wanted to keep quiet on that because I really wanted to digest it on so many different levels. Miss Harriet, I feel it from your point of view. Um, I when I saw some of my family members lost, I could I felt the hurt and the pain, but I could see this gold, this peacefulness, and I'm like, whoa, that's peaceful. And even though I'm going through what I'm going, I'm like, oh, I see that, and I kept it in the back of my head. And other family members where I saw just like, all right, I'm gone, peace. And I'm like, wait a minute, not on my watch. Wait a minute, not on my watch. Not on my, please, not on my watch. And it was a row of emotion. I can't give you a color that I did not see. Uh, the color of the main one that I can say was left with was purple.
Mm-hmm.
I was left with purple. The sky turned purple, the ground turned the yard turned purple as far as not the green. I could still see green, but the purple little flowers came out, and I'm like, whoa! I'm left with purple. So it always left me with the color purple. Never really understand that, and I'm not talking about the movie. I'm not breaking it down that I could, but I'm not talking about that. I mean,
Well, that's
it left me
really
with a color that I didn't expect. I expected red, I expected blue, I expected green, but purple I did not expect, and it sticks with me.
Well, you know, that's interesting because depending on who is doing the narrating, the crown chakra is either white or purple.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, Penn will tell you, my Christmas tree every year I have the Charlie Brown Christmas tree, and I wrap it in purple. Just a little purple ugly little tree, and I'm like, that's my little purple ugly tree. And I mean, but it's something, but the color stuck with me, and it meant something to me. So will I ever say like the color purple is my favorite color? No, but when I see it, do I acknowledge it? Yeah. So will I say
What
that?
kind of, how do you feel?
I feel I'm in the state of majesty. I feel I am in that state of with the people with regal. It's a very, you know, and I didn't expect that to happen. So I only use it and I only bring it out and I only let people know how I feel about it. Can I call that an angel? I would not. But would I call that a stepping stone on to understand what angels see? Yeah. You know, what was I left with that with a mark? Yeah, I was.
Well, you know, when you think again, you know, well, you know, and I did talk about, you know, I got this information straight from the revealing word. And the revealing word defines angel as a messenger of God, the projection into consciousness of a spiritual idea direct from the fountainhead, Jehovah. So so like you said, at that moment, there was a message that came to you in that form of a color, you know, indicating the highest realm of your, you know, of your consciousness. And that color came in, you know, in the form of, you know, that message came in the form to let you know that now you are in the presence of royalty. Not only you, but those, especially those things that, you know, you mentioned people who are passing on, you know, so they also are in that presence of royalty. So, you know, so yeah, so now that you're seeing, so that was the message. So I would say that that was an angel, you know, especially by this definition.
I see. Yeah. There was a message. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. And that's one of the things that I like about metaphysics, because if you are thinking that you have come in contact with an angel, but you're looking for a physical form, that might not be your experience at that moment. Your experience might be like what Andre was talking about. You know, all of the sudden the message is that you are in the presence of royalty. You are not only in the presence, but are a part of royalty. This whole situation, this whole circumstance that you are experiencing is of royalty. And this is how you can act and respond in it. You know, then it goes on to say the word of truth, in which is centered the power of God to overcome all limited beliefs and conditions. And, you know, that's one of the things that we have to learn how to overcome our limited beliefs. You know, this is the thing that I believe in, doggone it. I have believed this ever since I have believed this, and I'm not going to believe nothing else, whether that thing scares me or frightens me or enlists me or holds me back. I'm limited by this belief. I'm not going to go further from this point because I'm limited right here. This belief, this thing that I believe is keeping me right here in this spot. So, you know, and that's one of the things that really helps free our minds, because when we think about it, that's what we're doing right now. We're changing our minds. We are, creating this new form of consciousness where, yeah, the stuff that we do here on a physical basis, yeah, this is important because I live here. But in truth, I really am something else without any attachment or connection to this flesh or this manifest world. Excuse me. But anyway, then a fallen angel is described as the retrogression. Oh, okay. The retrogression in consciousness from the pristine Christ mind to the personal and sense mind of the Adam man. And the Adam man is a rabbit hole that I would like to that I would like to kind of to go in, because when you think about the first time we started hearing about angels was with that story about Adam, so that Adam man, that our original mind,
Adam.
yes, our original mind is protected by angels, although it said, you can't get back into Eden, but you can't, we weren't allowed to go back into Eden, which is a level of consciousness. It's not necessarily a place, it's a level of consciousness. It's that level of pure, idyllic freedom and peace. We can't go back there until we have, changed our hearts and changed our minds. As long as we're going to see ourselves as separated, or as long as we're going to be separated, we can't get back there, because we're going to corrupt and corrode, our idyllic space. And this is what, to me, the retrogression, and I had that word written down, but of course, like I said, I can't find my notes. But so retrogression meant that, when you go, like you were saying earlier, Andre, how you go back into the past, how you go back into something, but it's the same mind, so you're going back to the same. Yeah. So the retrogression in consciousness from the pristine Christ mind to the personal and sense mind of the Adam man. So we kind of go backwards from being in that pristine mind, that place of allness, we're not separated, we don't have any negative thoughts or feelings, our emotions are pristine, clean, without any, one side is more, we got a perfect balance in everything, to that sense of, to that ego mind.
Well, yeah, well, definitely. And speaking of how we are speaking and on our topic, I think us as men, and I think that's something we also need to study while we're speaking of this topic, us as men, our influence upon, we know about the war, and we know how the war ended, no matter however scriptures we look at, no matter however books we look at, somebody won.
Right.
And they do, and well, good one, let's say that positive one. It's metaphysically positive, overcame and put everything back in structure. Where was we also have to look at where was our responsibility as creations of being. A lot of times we speak of like we're speaking of angels and these deities and how powerful they are and things like that. But we yet and seldom forget that they were not given a Eden.
Right.
They were not given a destitute where they could name animals and enjoy, you know, it was a servitude. So when we broke rules, is it a affliction of us breaking rules that broke also those second rules? I mean, I hope I'm not losing nobody, but my rabbit hole.
No, and I think that and this is just me thinking, I'm no,
I mean, we're very prideful creatures.
I really don't know, but I think that for me, that even in the beginning, we didn't have the maturity to be our God self, because we would never have fallen, we would not have needed anything else. So we would not have had a sense of lack in anything.
Well, yeah, I do know, I mean, not to cut you off, I do know a story, neither here nor there, that God presented Adam to the angels and they did not bow. And he said, "This is my greatest creation." And they were like, "What?" And they did not bow. And that started. So there's, so a war in so many, and this is a Christian canon point of view where I'm speaking. Well, not a Christian, an Abrahamic point of view, which gives you your jinn, which we have not spoken of while we're speaking of angels in a metaphysical point of view. Jinn are, made of fire. They give us our wishes. We know our genies, but we speak of angels in the same way. But what if these two creatures are maybe made of air and fire, but yet and still are upset because we are what we are and we don't even know what we are. And like you all were saying, as far as the way we look at politics today, we know who we are. You can ask any Black person on the street, and not race, but you can ask any Black person on the street who we are. And they'll tell you we come from kings and queens and this, that, and the fifth. But it's us killing us.
Yeah. Well, that's and that's where the conflict comes in.
So is it us?
Huh?
So is it us? Is it our affection? Is it our disease that not only hurt us, but hurt everything?
Me personally, I think it's just something that is just simply in the air. I think it is just something simply that is just a part of the balance of things. Because even when we're looking at, why would the angels, if they are beings and they don't want to, bow before this man, why are they jealous about that? So what that God has something special, because they see lack in their life,
But they never saw that. But that's what I mean, Pen. If and just speaking from Christianity point of view, just from Abrahamic Christianity point of view, if they were created before we were, they were there eons before we were, in whatever form,
right?
Whether it be light or this. But when we were created by matter and form, and we disobeyed first. See, did that give, we already know, once again, we can have that conversation as far as Lucifer. So we're having two conversations. It's not
Well, I
about
mean,
the, it's the entities. We're having two conversations where did we influence them as well as they influenced us? Because they are angels, they are messengers, they are this, they are watchers,
but they
they
were
give
both
us
in the
their,
garden at the same time. The serpent and Adam and
so
Eve at that
who
tree.
was the first so once again, who was the
They did it
first
together.
snitch? Who
They
was
did
the
it.
first snitch? You know,
They did. They
was
did
it
it
this, was it the
together.
serpent?
It was a whole. It was a whole line of. It was the sensation that of lack. It was the sensation of lack, and to
Why do you say that?
because one thought they was missing something, and the other one thought that they could convince them that they were missing something.
And when did that happen?
But that, and that's what I'm saying, that power. One thought they were missing something that the other had. So
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, when did that happen? You're talking about the from the Abrahamic viewpoint, and it happened after, according to recorded history, it happened after Adam and Eve ate from the tree of.
you have two falls from heaven. You have a fall of Lucifer, and then you have a fall
But
of Eve.
before we get too much into that rabbit hole,
Okay.
I mean, before we get too much into that rabbit hole, I just want us to be able to not to look at it only historically.
Mhm.
Who came first,
The chicken or the egg.
right, which war in heaven, metaphysically, we're really concerned with how this actually can help us be more in alignment in truth.
Okay.
So it's not about them, it's really all about us. So when you think, so I guess to answer your question, Andre, it's really all about us, because we really, because this is, we're the ones who are of, not saying that the angels are not, because everything is a part of the whole. Everything is a part of source. But but we're not separating ourselves based on anything. We as humans, we have this opportunity to be God-like, God's self. And I'm not saying that the angels cannot, but I think that maybe that's what the moral of the story is just to really focus on what is going to be the best for you personally, you individually, because that whole allegory of Adam and Eve, and the fall from heaven, all of that has to do with our understanding of how we can pay attention to what's falling from our levels of consciousness. What's at what point am I feeling lack so much so that I am willing to disrupt my way of thinking. And if I'm going to disrupt it, is it going to be a good choice? Is it going to be a good fit for me? So those are the things that we we kind of look for, because we're just on metaphysics now. We're just in the metaphysical part.
Yeah, and that's why I was.
We got three more episodes to go.
That's where I was just speaking metaphysically. So it's a positive and a negative energy.
Right. So they came together. The positive energy and the negative energy came together, and what was created was a sense of lack. And and to go by but to look at it, like Kabbalistically, if we can remember that each time there is a what's the word that I'm looking for? A delineation. You are going through this phase of, there's a higher consciousness, but yet we're going to spread out. We're going to expand. But to expand, we need space, and that in the space that we need creates conflict. And these are the things that what might look like conflict in your life. And usually conflict becomes from a sense of lack, because if you are expanding and it hurts, you're going to see that as discomfort. You're going to see that as some other form of lack, because you're lacking your comfort, so you want to become comfortable again. So you're going to see this chaotic state until we reach this new form that we are in, and now we can be comfortable again. And that's how I see it. That's what I think. But anyway, it's 3:24, and I got a whole bunch more slides to do. And I wanted us to do our thing with the to do our, let's see, I gotta go. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so
Whoa.
this is what they think that angels actually look like, based on some of the people who have that higher sensation, that higher sense of that sixth sense, who can really read energies. And so they have said that this is the cherubim. This is supposed to be a cherubim, the little fat chubby angel that flies around. But this is what an actual sensation of a cherubim actually is, because when you think about it, innocence sees everything. It sees everything all at once.
And I see at least 6 eyes on that thing.
Yeah, and all the, usually most of the wings have eyes. All of the wings have eyes, but
well, look at a peacock. When you look at a peacock's feathers, especially the male peacock, those are like eyes at the end of the
look like eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, a cherubim, they are, innocence, innocence, protection of innocence, the purity. So when you got your eye on something, you can protect it. So this is one of the things that energetically. So when we were talking about what angels really look like, is a part of, because angels basically are energy, energy thoughts. Now, are they beings? In the highest realms of the heavens? I kind of think so, because especially at every level, there is thought, and then there's manifestation. That's what the consciousness does. Consciousness is not static. It doesn't stay in one place. So if you have a sense of if you have a sense of thought or an idea, you're going to eventually have some manifestation at some point. So me personally, I do think that there are entities of energy that when we see them as humans, we might think that they have wings, or we might have told somebody else that somebody got wings, and because we can only conceptualize a bird, so that means that you have 2 wings, you know, but you're not talking about you got 17 wings, you know. So so this is one of some, so these are some of the things when we look at it, you know, physically, when we look at it, you know, when we look at metaphysics, we are looking at all of the things combined, you know, with the main center of it having to do with how we can grow into our perfect God self. So we are looking at the manifest. We are looking at it as, you know, historically. We are looking at it through all of these different things. So yeah, that's why I think that, you know, when we go through these rabbit holes, it's important that we see where that rabbit hole goes. Because I think that, me personally, I just think that everything that has already been told us. It's just that we have so many different perceptions that we might have to, you know, grow out of. That, you know, we have to, you know, look at it in different.
And that takes work.
Yeah, it does. It takes work,
That takes work.
and especially if you, you know, don't really know. You know,
Exactly.
we're really just, you know, speculating. You know, we have some information, but we're basically speculating. Yeah. So this is some more things about the angels. So where are your thoughts now, Andre?
Well, as far as looking at the cherubim, I've seen the different points of views and how they are depicted. I've seen them with their wings out. This one is a very great artistry of it. With the wings, and
it's the one in black and white. I couldn't get the, you know.
Well, it's cool. It's even better in black and white. That's, I mean, you know, I'm old school. So, I mean, you get to see the detail, you get to feel the energy come from it. I, once again, do not look at it from a point of view of that while we're speaking of angels, and I have to be 100% with you all. And I've already told you, Pen, while I'm looking at it at a point of view of while we're studying angels, I'm not looking at it from a point of view of what we're going through now. I'm looking at it as past tense history. It's already happened. These are things and beings that have already have been on Earth. We hear about these things every time they open pyramids or they dig up something. You know, I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but there are things that are and beings that were here along with us. So to cover it up, once again, I see it from that point of view. And it just puts me in that mind frame of, can this still live? Yeah, but will it show itself? Of course not. It's strong enough not to.
Right.
You know, I don't think it's a myth. Like I say, when I said earlier, as far as a mythos, do I look at these things as a mythos? Yes. Do I think these things are actually still occurring? Yes. In our time, in our way of thinking, yes. But we had to adapt. They did too. You can't walk around like that down Brooklyn. You can't do that.
Or somewhere down in Alabama, you're gonna get shot.
Yeah, exactly. You definitely gonna be shot in Alabama. You know, I mean, so do I see these things? Yeah. Can I accept it? Of course. Do I accept it? Can I accept it as what we're seeing now? The way that we are getting certain prophecies now? No, I cannot see them that way, because looking at it from the point of view of wars from heaven, this has already happened.
Right.
So I don't want to seem, once again, I don't want to seem like it's on a different topic, but their war is already over. I'm just studying.
Whose war? You talking about the angels?
Yeah, their war is, whatever happened with them is already over. They have they have no.
These are not what angels look like.
Huh? Oh, that was Harriet. Harry, you wanted to say something?
No,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
no,
Yeah. Go ahead.
no, I was
These
just
are not what
looking
angels
at
look like.
looking at that picture, and I'm seeing images of an animal. I'm seeing images of a human. I'm
Mhm.
seeing many eyes. And if you were to take your finger or take something, a piece of paper, and just divide that thing in half, it is perfectly symmetrical. In other words, one side looks exactly like the other.
Yeah, I mean, it's a depiction. You know,
Mhm.
it is a depiction, because I mean, we're not looking at an actual being. You know,
Right.
Right.
This is
you know,
somebody's, this is
now
somebody, drawing of an energy of an, what they saw in their, in their energetic field. Yeah.
Or could it be something that they saw when they were in a state of meditation, for
Could
lack of a
be.
better word?
could
Yeah.
be,
Could be.
you know, could be,
Yeah.
and it's just that point of view. I'm going through with the cards that Penn just gave me. I'm trying to get them to understand my energy and them to understand my energy. They gave me upside down read the other day, and I didn't know what to do. That's what I had been calling you, Penn. Like, I got upside down reading.
Everything was upside.
Everything was upside down. And I put the cards in right side up. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I'm going to snatch it from left to right. And I'm going to, wait a minute. They still did what they wanted to do. And do I consider that as an angel? No, I consider that as my energy.
Right.
An angel.
Or could it have been a warning to be more cautious in whatever you decide to do or engage in going forward?
Well, the thing about it was that the three cards that I got, and hate to get off the subject, but still stay on the same subject. The three cards that I got that were upside down, I got twice. Cause I was like, and that's why I asked you the other day, Miss Harry. I said, when I'm just giving my energy to these cards and I'm just learning these cards, I need to ask Penelope, am I flipping these cards, and is it a part of my, or I'm just flipping these cards? But I internalized the piece stuff. I saw those cards, and not only once, but they came back twice, and I was like, I shuffled y'all.
That was a strong message. That's all I gotta say.
Well, that's the spirits and guides.
But see, that's what I mean. But it came upside. But they all three cards came, and this is what I mean. And
Were they the same three?
Yeah, well,
same
reverse
three
the same
cards?
three cards. They were the same three cards. They came upside down
Right.
twice. And I said, okay. And I accepted it. And I said, that does make sense.
Yeah.
It scared me. It scared me at first.
Yeah, well,
And that's what I mean with the energy. And that's what I mean. Is it our energy? I don't believe that I'm not saying that an angel cannot give me energy. I'm not saying that an angel is not around me, but an angel's business is an angel's business.
But we also have spirits and guides. That's what I'm saying. You know, we also have spirits and guides who are like the people that we call angels. You know, people who have passed on and you know have lived a bountiful life. So we would call them angels because you know they have died and they have become an angel. So
And that's yeah.
Those are so those energies still you know, your energy doesn't go anywhere. You know,
So would we call those angels compared to what we call those
spirits
angels?
guides. They could be angels.
What we call them angels as far as Michael and Saint Patrick, you know, and these angels,
Gabriel.
you know, that we know for.
I think that you would really feel the energy of an angel compared to the energy of a spirit and a guide. You would be able to reflect, you would be able to feel the immense energy that came from Michael, say, that would come from your spirit guides. And that's one of the things that when you are, having a new thing with a divination tool, and that's what we get ready to do now, because we're going to finish up. I'm not going to finish up the,
yeah.
We're not going to finish
this question for a week.
But we are going to use a new divination tool. And when we are asking either the cards or any type of divination tool, energetically we have friends, family members, people that we maybe not even know but are attached to our frequency. They come here as spirits and guides to assist us in understanding our divination tools. Now they're not always there. You know, sometimes it's just us communicating with these, but you know, everything on the planet has a spirit and a guide that goes along with it. You know, rocks, trees. You know, you can get a rock and you can feel the vibration that's in the rock. You know, whether you picked it up from a mountainside or the side of the road, or simply from the from a riverbank. You know,
if it catches your attention,
the different energies
your attention.
There. Say that again.
If it catches your attention.
Yeah. And we know and our frequencies do vibe, because we will be led to that thing. I'm not looking down. I'm walking forward, and now something tells me to look down, and here's a beautiful rock. This rock obviously is, that energy and that frequency attracted itself to me. So that now I picked it up, and it's sitting on my shelf, and I communicate with it from time to time. And that's what we do with our cards.
Your pet rock.
A pet rock. Okay, now you're telling us how old you are, Harriet.
Slinky.
But we only have a couple of more minutes, so let's communicate with our angel here. So if you are, and Joanne, are you still on with us? Okay, she might be gone. I can't tell because I got this thing up. But I just want.
I'm still here.
Oh, hey, I am sending you your pendulum. It should be coming to you in the mail. So I haven't sent it yet, because I just, haven't been able to get to the post office. But each of us on Inner Haven Day, we got a pendulum. And we're going to work with our pendulum. So if everybody can just take 4 minutes, we might run over a little bit just so that we could do this. Get a piece of paper and a pen, and we're going to have, when we're first getting acquainted with our pendulums, we just want to ask like yes or no questions. Now your pendulum can go in either direction. It can go up and back and forth, or it can go across. So you want to ask your pendulum where yes is and where no is. If yes is like on your left hand, then that's the left. That's a yes. If you're asking where your no is, and it swings over to the other side, then that's the no. And when we begin with this this type of divination process, we want to really get involved in working with our angels. I used to do this many years ago, and like I said, I got out of touch with a lot of things that I used to do, and I'm really just getting back into it. But your angel or your spirit or your guide will really, assist you to the point where, you might even be hearing from them. That kind of freaked me out one day when, when somebody that wasn't in the room started talking to me. Okay, I put you down. I'm putting you down right now.
So what does a pendulum, what does it look like?
Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and just, because I don't know if you'll be able to see.
I'll show you. Yeah, I'll show you mine. These are the ones that we just got.
Yeah, show her yours.
So what's on it? What's at the end of it?
Mine is a
It's a gemstone.
Yeah, it's a gemstone. Mine is a adventurite gemstone.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the heart chakra. I'm still learning how to control it, if you notice.
So I'm gonna send you either a tree agate, Joanne, or the other one that I have available is a sunstone. Tree agate is white with like a little vein that's kind of running through it. And the sunstone is kind of like kind of brownish, looks like looks like a hard candy, some type of candy, looks like
Caramel.
yeah. So it's brown. It's kind of it's brownish. It's kind of like what's that butter buttermilk, butterscotch.
Oh,
Yeah. So Joanne, which one would you prefer?
The stone.
Both of them are stones. Which one do you want, the white one or the brown one?
I'll take the brown one.
Okay. Well, I'll be sending that to you. So have y'all had a chance to write your yeses and nos on a paper? And Joanne, you can wait till you get yours. We'll be doing this again. Have y'all had a chance to write your yes and no on the paper?
I haven't, because I was too busy listening. And
Yeah, I was.
I
Okay,
get you
so when
gonna
I
walk
told y'all to go get a pen.
We was
and
acting like
paper,
Power Rangers. We were acting like Power Rangers. We was showing off our stones. And we was like, yeah. And this is my dinosaur that come with it.
Yeah. So go ahead and get your pen and your paper, and just write down at the same way I have it here. Uh-huh. And your pendulum will tell you where yes is and where no is for them. For it. Y'all let me know when y'all got it done.
Mine is going in a circle. What does that mean?
Oh, so you've already got your yes and your no, you've already written it down yet?
No, because mine is going in a circle.
Okay, do you have the yes and the no on a paper yet?
Oh, no.
Okay, do that first.
Oh, okay.
Do that first.
Okay.
Yeah, do that first, right? Yes. See how I have it on the screen?
Yeah.
Do it like that.
Okay.
Because your pendulum is going to tell you where yes is, and it's going to tell you where no is.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, y'all let me know when y'all got it written down on the paper.
Oh, so I have to put the Y in the end just like you have it on the screen?
Yeah.
Or however you want to do
Or
it.
however you want.
Right, yes, right, yes.
Yeah, however you want, wherever you want your yes to be and wherever you want your no to be.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's just yes and no. Those are the questions that we will be asking our pendulum. Just yes and no questions right now.
That's funny. That's a funny energy, Pen.
So you already got yours, Andre?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
That's a funny energy.
Okay. So yeah, so Harriet, you just let me know when you're ready.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That's a funny
yeah. And
Okay.
okay, so yeah, so in the meantime, let's just kind of focus in on, just hold your pendulum in your hand. Whichever hand is your dominant hand. Yeah, you hold it in your dominant hand for just a few seconds, because we just want to, make our acquaintances. We're saying hello to our pendulum, and we're just letting them know, our energy, and we're experiencing their energies as well. Okay. And you can continue to converse with your pendulum at your own convenience. But I want you to hold your pendulum like right there in the middle of the of your X.
Okay.
Yeah. Put your pendulum right there on the paper to start off with. Yeah.
Yeah, might
And
keep dancing. But I've been doing that. Brian likes to dance. That's
Yeah,
what
and then when we lift it up, as we lift it up, that's when we're going to focus our thought only on yes. We're just going to focus our thought on yes, and we'll see where our, whether the pendulum swings to the, up and down or left to right. Okay, y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, and if you notice what direction that it went in first, whether it went to the yes. Because we're just focusing on yes right now. And, if you want to, make sure, you can do it again, put it back on the paper and lift it up and just ask for the yes. Show me yes. Okay. So, how did y'all's do?
I stayed in the middle.
Yours didn't swing at all?
I didn't swing. I just danced
No,
back.
not you swinging it. It should
No,
have
not me
swung on its
swinging it.
own.
Not me swinging it. It just danced. It's dancing.
In which direction did it dance in? Did it dance to the left or did it dance
Stayed in the middle.
back? So was it in a circle?
I didn't.
Okay, well, try it again. Yeah, try it again.
Am I asking a question?
No, you just want to know where is yes. That's the only question that we're asking right now is where is yes?
To the left.
Okay.
Pulling to the left.
So it was horizontal.
Yes, but this is my.
Mine was
It may be
horizontal.
backwards, but I have yes, no,
Mhm.
yes, no. I copied
Mhm.
same way. So
How about you, Harriet? Did yours go to horizontal or is yours going vertical?
Vertical,
Yours went vertical.
yeah.
Okay. This one that I have went left and went horizontal as well. And which is unusual because a lot of times my other pendulums that I had, they always went horizontal. I mean, went vertical.
Ver-
Yeah. This one went horizontal. So that's interesting. Okay, so now let's ask a question that you want to know a yes or no answer to. And the simpler the question, the better. Will I eat dinner tonight? Yes or no? And I say I say to keep it simple like that because we want to get to this place where we're confident that we're not swinging a chain. We want to be confident that the answer that we're getting is something that is measurable. If it says no, you won't be eating dinner tonight, and then you find out that tomorrow, doggone it, I was so busy that I never even got a chance to, to eat anything. That's why we want to keep it as keep our question as simple as possible. But if you want to know something personal about yourself, I'm gonna ask that, of course. But something that you will be able to account to, right? Yes or no. I mean, immediately, now. Okay, y'all ready?
mhm.
Okay, so just think of a question. Okay,
I'm getting a strong yes.
you're getting a strong yes.
Yeah.
yeah, me too.
I'm getting a yes too. Doggone it.
I tried to fight it, but it just
The question that I asked, I wanted to say a no. I wanted it to be no, but I got a strong yes. So, well, so we'll see on mine. So you know, if you all want to share your questions that you asked, and you got your answer, you can, but you know, you don't have to if you don't want to. I'll share mine. I was expecting company this evening, and I didn't really want any company.
Oh.
You know, I was hoping that
Oh, man.
that the
Oh,
answer would be
man,
no.
man.
Mhm.
I don't feel so bad.
But it said yes. Wah, wah, wah.
We all in your business now. How it feel?
Oh.
So do y'all want to share?
Well, mine was, am I going to win the lottery?
I know that's right. A strong yes. Yay!
You got a strong ass lottery. Dang, I took it easy. I took it easy. I asked, was I gonna eat dinner tonight? And
Oh.
What did it
said
say?
yes. It said yes. It just
Okay,
went on
good.
like, you gonna get up and eat something. You gonna eventually get up and eat.
Yeah, I better be eating something. I've got a sink full of chicken in there throwing.
I've already cooked once. I got up this morning and cooked dinner for my mom and my brother and everybody at my mom's house. I cooked dinner and then just put barbecue chicken in the oven, let it cook on 200, and then came home to meet with you all. So, am I eating dinner? Yeah, I'm gonna make a sandwich. I already cooked today. I ain't doing it.
Oh, that's too. Okay, well then that's the end. That's the end of the class. You all, maybe the next time, because the only other thing that I had was just how to work through a a metaphysical situation. And I think although we didn't use the one that I have as an example here, which was the Annunciation. The Annunciation where Gabriel comes and tells Mary that she's getting ready, expect a
To
child.
have a baby, yeah.
Right. So if you all want to look at that metaphysically and see what it means socially, what it means historically, what it means, to you in particular, that's your homework. That's your homework there. Okay, so well, anyway, so that's the end of our class. So does anyone want to, let's do our round table real quick. And this, let me know what you all thought about the class. Oh no, what's the round table? What did you think about the class and how can you apply it to your life? Just gonna cut my camera off. Who would like to go first?
I'll go ahead and I'll take it. I've been exploring the tools that I've been given since we met for our 7-year anniversary, and I'm understanding them and wanting to get them to understand me. So doing a course in a class like this and explaining how we feel and how we call upon and what we call upon, when we call upon the help, the need that we speak, it's magic. So when we speak, we have to speak in a certain way, in a certain level of a magic where we can produce instead of step upon someone's magic. Someone may speak softer, but you have to hear their magic as well so your magic may be louder, your voice may be louder. So be mindful of that. Understand that we are in this connection together. And it's all a yes or a no. And it just depends on what we get and how we get it. So if we accept it or not. So that's what I definitely.
Oh, thank you. Anybody else? How about you, Joanne? Oh, okay. Go ahead, Harriet.
Uh, to me, this class was really interesting, informative, and enlightening. And I will be using my amethyst to answer questions from time to time, especially if it's something that I really want the answer to. I'm not going to take it lightly. And I will use it, you know, to help me as I continue on my journey.
Thank you. Thank you. And Joanne?
Yes.
So how,
You ready?
what did you think
Oh,
about the
I
class
always felt that I always felt I had an angel watching over me
today?
through all my trials and tribulations. So, and then just being in this class has just reinforced it, you know, reinforced my views on it. You know, I don't know if any of y'all ever had a feeling, you know, and it doesn't have to particularly be an angel, but sometimes I can think of my father or my mother and it'll say, hey, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And it stopped me from making the wrong turns. That's all. It was interesting though, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you know, what I got from this class today is I'm glad to be back studying some of the things that, you know, I started many years ago and, you know, kind of put off to the side
Because life got in the
in
way.
yeah, or in pursuits of different things or, you know, anything. But I'm glad to come back to have a discussion about angels because like Joanne, I've always known I've had an angel. I've always known about my angels, and I don't and you know, and I use them. I will tell my angels, quick, you know, form a circle. you got to form a circle, you know, and you know, we got to go into battle, or y'all do the battle before I get there, or you know, watch over my home tonight, or whatever, you know. So I have and I always thought that that had something to do with my Catholic upbringing, but I think that just the family that we were in, that just my family that, that we were always acceptable to work in these forms. It was everybody might have been, might have felt a little scary because, that's just where we were, but it was acceptable to do any type of or to talk about, our experiences with the the I guess supernatural
Spirituality.
way. Yeah, the spiritual. So yeah, so this is what what I hope to do is to continue to work with my my stone right here. Oh, Joanne, I'm gonna show you what your stone is gonna look like. I had to rescue it from Wiseon the other day. You're gonna have to cleanse this when you get there, because you'll be bouncing off the wall.
You got some good youth. You got some good youth with that stone.
Yeah, with him and his energy. Okay, I don't know whether you can see because I got the camera, the blurry. Can you see it? Joanne, can you see it?
That's pretty.
Yes, I can see it.
So this is what it looks like. Yeah. So I'll be sending this on to you. You'll be getting yours soon. As soon as I get to the post office, I'll let you know.
All right. All right.
Yeah. Well, that's it for us today.
Thank you.
We started at 4:05 and we're ending up around about the same time too. So we didn't run over too much. We did pretty good.
Yeah, we did.
But anyone, okay, for tomorrow, we're going to work on journaling. So it's journal group tomorrow. Then on Wednesdays, we have A Course in Miracles from 5 to 6:30. Thursday, we have, we're still doing a introduction to Gnosis. on 7 to 8:30. And then next week, next Saturday, we're going to be going to the expo in Virginia Beach. So and that's from and that's going to be, so we'll be doing that on the 11th and the 12th. So the 11th and the 12th are days off for you, Joanne. You don't have to you'll get some time off from us for a change.
Mm.
And that's pretty much it, unless anybody has anything to mention or to add. Harry, you're not gonna add.
Well, I was
Do your job.
Everybody that's listening, everybody that's on this, it's being put on YouTube. So if you will just subscribe, like, and comment.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Well, that's it for us today. Would anyone like to close out in prayer?
I will.
Okay, go ahead.
Let us close our eyes. Inhale pure, cleansing breath. And as it circulates, that breath circulates through our bodies, cleanse us of all impurities, diseases, lack, limited thinking, and negativity. Cleansing us, purifying us. And as we go forth, let us be grateful for our time with Inner Haven, for the lessons we learned from Inner Haven, and to use those lessons, that knowledge, come to an understanding of who and what we are, and allow us to be of service to all that we come in contact with, helping our fellow man to be better individuals, helping them to become better citizens and to help others as they go along their journey. With this strength, this knowledge, we are truly grateful. And so it is.
And so it is. All right. Thank you, everybody. Love you. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you all tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.